Okay. Okay. All right. Hi Shannon. Thank you for
Mm.
taking time out of your schedule to come and join me on this interview. And so I would like to introduce myself first and explain what am I doing and why am I holding this interview. Right. So hi, my name is Benjamin, and I'm a year two computer science student studying at Nanyang Technological University. And this interview is for me to prototype a composition assignment for my ML4 mod, where I am able where I should explore my career choices through this interview to gain insights for my chosen career field and be able to start creating my professional network. Okay. And the reason I selected you as my interviewee is because recently I have started taking interest to um AI in computer science, and I believe that you are a person who has much knowledge in this field. And so, yeah, I hope to be able to get more insights out of this. Okay. And I went through your LinkedIn profile and I saw
Mm.
that you hold many internships.
I haven't
And
updated
what?
yet. I haven't updated.
Oh, that means there's even more than those. Because like I saw that you have many internships and I was wondering like, is it necessary for a computer science student to like gather so many internships just to like land a job in the future?
Is that your okay?
That's small
Uh,
question.
I I think in this current, I'm going to answer from our current like point in history, right?
Okay.
With our economy, and I actually think it's quite like uh important to get internships. Not only because they help you like beef up your resume, but more importantly because you then gain exposure in uh how companies actually do work. So for example, like what we learn in school about we're talking about AI and machine learning, right? Um, Even if you take like year four mods, which I did in my final year, about NLP, you did natural language uh processing, you do NNDL, you do machine learning, I basically took like a lot of the AI mods and it's just not that up to date. Like the one of the last chapters in my NLP and
Okay.
NNDL is talking about transformers. Uh, but transformers came out in 2017.
Oh,
Like in Google's attention is all you need paper. That one came out in 2017. And you can see like that the school curriculum, while necessary, and don't get me wrong, I think school is still important for like building your foundation. But the important thing that you should take away from school is how to learn. Yeah. So
interesting.
the frameworks you develop for learning new technologies, the passion for learning, your ability to read a research paper and dissect information from it to do your own personal. Like most of the time we complain like, oh, projects have nothing to do with what we're
Yeah.
like studying, right? Part of it is good because that's what you have to do at work. So uh for example, when you go to an internship, right, your boss will ask you to do something that's completely out of your job of scope.
Okay.
Like my internship, when I went to when I did a machine learning internship, then there's a lot of things that are like that I was asked to do research on. Like one of the things was active learning, which is
Active
like
learning.
yeah, it's a learning algorithm that is like um basically there's a teacher and student paradigm.
Okay.
Uh
Yeah.
but the whole idea is that it's beyond the scope of study in school. And you have to know what it is. Like suddenly at work, you're expected to know like, okay, how to interpret this F1 score, how to interpret this precision recall, how to know how to use metrics, and more importantly, how does this machine learning stuff that you learn, right? How does it apply to the company? Uh, and it sounds very cynical, but at the end of the day, like the company don't care how much you know. They don't care your grades. All they care about is can what you're doing bring value to the company.
Mm.
So value is either you generate costs, you generate profit, or you reduce costs.
Yeah, I see, I see.
Yeah. So I think is when you go out to do internships where you get to see that in play. Like you see companies thinking about, okay, how do machine learning like reduce costs and generate profits, for example. Uh and then you will see that AI is much higher on the it's a whole stream, right? It's more on the upstream, right? And you can think of it as this way: there's a business need,
Okay.
and you come up with a solution, and then you do research, and then you engineer, and
Yeah,
then production. So you think of it as a river downstream, right? Like your research will affect your downstream,
right.
but you need your upstream, which is your business goals and needs, to do the research.
Mm-hmm.
So as a as someone doing AI, you need to understand what your domain is and understand what the business need is. And that's something that I feel very strongly is that you kind of only can get that in an internship. Uh,
Okay.
so I won't say that you must have multiple internships, but for example, right now I'm doing product management and I'm doing product management for AI products in my current company. And I only got exposure to what product management is in my machine learning internship, where I found out that, oh, there's a product team. And then I was talking to some product managers and then asking what they do. And then I sort of realized, hey, actually, I might be interested in this. And then that's why I took up the product management internship at Shopee. And then I
I see.
realized, oh, okay, based off that experience, like this is something I really am interested in. Yeah. And it's a low commitment way to find out if what you want to do is what you want to do.
Mm. Two
Yeah.
internships, is it?
I did two total in my undergrad years. People will say
That's
you should
already
have done
amazing.
could have done more, but all's good.
Okay, okay. That means like would it be a good idea to have like this summer I do one summer internship. Then next year I'll do one PI professional internship. Then my last year, oh then I'll extend during the summer. Then my last year I
Mm,
just do one more part time. So there's three in total. Is that good?
possible.
All
Yeah.
right.
I would say a general rule of thumb nowadays, I've been seeing resumes for my company.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
general rule of thumb is 2 to 3 internships.
Or
Is
like
met
a big
is
company and
baseline.
established one, is
No, everyone does at least 2 to 3.
it? Wait, then if someone has zero internships, then where do they start? It's like
They're
the
screwed,
plane is
bro.
taken off already. Start
Okay, I wouldn't say that's start with projects, oh.
with projects.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
right,
get
right,
you
right. That's true.
start with projects, list out your projects, show your skill set.
Right. I find employers like always look at projects and like what you did for the project.
Mm. What
Then
was
if
your
they don't
role?
look at projects, then they look at the internships that you have and what you did at internships. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right. Okay. Since you warm up to this interview, you can start with this question. Right. So can you share your journey into this field? What key experiences or decisions help shape your career path?
I shared a bit earlier with the
All
internship
right.
stuff. But yeah, so it was basically I did a machine learning research internship. Because I was considering doing research for machine learning.
For research.
And I wanted to do like I was considering being a data scientist. But then as I was doing it, I realized like it's a lot more uh I don't get as hands-on as I want to. Yeah, and everything is very like I don't get to learn as much in the
Mhm.
sense that yeah, I can read a research paper and then I do a proof of concept. But I have no idea how to translate it into production in engineering or even like how it fits into the business needs of the company. Uh, and most of the time, like you're just doing a POC, then you pass on to engineering. So uh, that was something that I didn't like as much. Like I preferred to be a bit more like hands-on and to
Right.
build more like collaborative experience. So that's why I decided to try my hand at product management. And I think now like in product management is a lot more suited with my I'll answer a bit of two also lah. It's a lot
Mhm.
more suited to my personal like skill sets, I guess. Like collaborating, managing multiple projects and tasks at the same time, uh connecting with like stakeholders here and there. Even if you don't
Mhm.
understand what's going on, like you still have to connect. Yeah. Like I just jumped off a call earlier and
Okay.
we were publishing an Android app for the first time in our company, to our internal users. And
Uh-huh.
then no one has any idea how to do it. So we're just like we call the Android team and then we try to figure out like, okay, what we need to do, this and that. Then we
Right.
need to get testers on board. So yeah, my core responsibilities is coordination, collaboration, but also building a product vision and keeping everyone in line with that product vision. So it's understanding the business use case, coming up with a product vision that fits
Right.
into it, understanding the user's needs. So you have to do stuff like user discovery interviews, come up with a
Mhm.
product vision that actually meets the needs of
Yeah.
the users, then work with engineering designers to build that. Then you have to do a lot of testing. You have to do after testing, you also have to come up with more importantly, what are metrics of success. So like product metrics, like okay, is it something as simple as how many downloads, or is it something more in depth like engagement time, retention
Yeah.
metric? So you need to think of metrics that value add to your business goals rather than metrics for the sake of it. Yeah. So that's some of the key responsibilities. I feel that skills that are most essential for success would then be
Okay.
things that are related to your networking skills
Networking skills.
because you just don't want to have bad blood. Like
Right, I understand.
even if you boo boo, right, you need to like own your mistakes and then you say yes, I'll learn from this. Yeah, and then I think find people who are willing to give you opportunities to learn,
Okay.
grow. And there's a lot of people who are willing to do so. You just need to be willing to ask. I think one of the things that I was as an undergrad, like I realized was a bit too like I say.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a bit too like, oh, like it will trouble them. Uh but honestly it's not that much trouble. And they'll be happy to help. Yeah.
Most of them
So
are.
most people in the industry, like if
Okay.
it depends on how you ask them, if you say, hey, can you help me do this? They'll be like, oh, like who are you to ask me help? But
Right.
if you package it as, hey, I think you're an expert in this area, right? And I think I really could use your help in understanding what I need to do, you know, then you like not say you not say you good lick lah, but you kind of need to know how to ask for a favor.
Right. The LinkedIn
Yeah.
language.
The corporate lingo is real.